It's time for our phone-in segment. We're going to be talking about today. We're going to be shining a spotlight on the contentious issues that has been sparking heated debate among electricity consumers. We're going to be talking about things that affect you and I, especially when it comes to electricity. That is estimated billing. Now, with over 6.7 million registered electricity consumers still without meters, estimated billing has become a reality for many. But is this system fair? Or is it time for a change? Now, we want to hear from you. Have you been affected by estimated billing? Do you have a meter in your area? And if you don't, what is it like using, being given an estimated bill? How do you pay up, and is it more expensive? If you have had a meter before and you're back to being given estimated billing due to a fault in your meter or something, which would you rather prefer? How does it work? We'd love to hear from you. Do you think it's a necessary evil or a relic of the past? Some people would come out to say they actually prefer estimated billing because you have all your equipment to use, all your electronics rather to use, and at the end of the month you're just given a certain amount to pay. And to some, it's actually a lot more expensive because if you have your meter and you're recharging your unit and paying by yourself, it's basically pay as you use. You can tell how much you're using on electricity. You can tell what electronics or gadgets in your house is consuming a lot more, and you could probably regulate and plan better. So people have different opinions of estimated billing versus using meters in their house. But at this point, we're asking, do you think estimated billing is a necessary evil or a relic of the past? What difference would you want to see when it comes to metering in Nigeria? Share your thoughts, share your experience, share your suggestions on how to improve billing system in Nigeria. Our lines are open. The numbers will be displayed on your screen shortly. So do well to call in and let's hear your thoughts. Do well to call in and let's hear what it is you have to do. But let's quickly talk about this estimated billing now. This is when energy providers approximate a consumer's electricity usage rather than relying on actual meter readings. And while it offers convenience, its disadvantages have led many questions as its viability, especially in the energy landscape today. How do you calculate that estimate to give, especially for people who have little or no appliances at home or electricity gadget that they use in their house? How is that estimate being calculated? Now, some have stated advantages, saying that it is ease of use. For customers unable to submit regular meter readings, estimated billings offer practical ways to avoid service disruptions. I beg to differ. And also steady cash flow for providers. It helps suppliers maintain consistent income stream, especially when meter readings are delayed or missed. And then we also have this disadvantage, which I believe is a lot more, like growing alternatives where you have smart meters which record real-time energy usage and are becoming widely available, providing accurate billing and eliminating completely the need for using estimates. I use the meter in my home and I know how much I spend on electricity. I know that if I want to use the AC, the fridge, the water heater at the same time, I know I'm going to pay more. But I would most likely pay a lot more if I am using this and I'm being given an estimated bill. It's a tendency I will pay a lot more because if I just look at my structure and decide that, this compound, the houses are very big, so this is the amount we give them and all of that. We also have consumers' disadvantage. Many consumers complain about the lack of transparency and fairness when it comes to charges, as it does not reflect actual consumption. Now, I will remember back then in school where the house I was in didn't have meter. So we're working with estimated billing, and it was really unfair because I was a student living in a compound with people who were working, and in their homes they all had AC, they all had fridge and freezers and water heater and electric cooker. And when the bill, all I had in my room was my bulb and my fan. I'm a student, so what will I be using all those? And I think I had a hot plate, but I wasn't really using it. All I had was my bulb and my fan. And when the bill comes and they split it equally, I'll be like, okay, this is not fair because I don't use as much as this in my home. So why would I be paying the same amount like you people who I hear use ACs through the night? Your refrigerators are always on. You have other electronic gadgets in your homes. So you should pay more. So I expressed a certain level of dissatisfaction in that area as a customer. I felt it was unfair because I wasn't consuming as much, so I shouldn't even pay as much. I was using just 3 bulbs. Yes, one for my room, one for my bathroom, and one for my kitchen. Oh, 4. And then my outside, my security light. That was 4 bulbs. So why would I be paying as much as 7,000 naira or 8,000 naira for what? So these are all the questions we have when it comes to estimated billing. And the question to you is, share your experience with us. Do you think would you prefer it? Is it a preferable option to you as a Nigerian? If you're currently using estimated billing, what is it like? If you don't have meter, what is it like being given an estimated bill? Do you think it is fair compared to the gadgets you have in your home and how much is being given to you? How much is even being given to you at the end of the month? Let's hear your thoughts. We have our first caller this morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Do we still have our caller on the line? We lost the caller. I couldn't hear him here in the studio. Probably a technical issue, but I couldn't hear him right here in the studio. But do well to call us back. We have 2 numbers, so you could call either of them. We understand that sometimes the network could be a little flawed, so call either of them and we'll be here. And if you can connect to them, do well to send a message on WhatsApp or on our social media handles, and we're definitely going to take them. When you do that, put hashtag TrustTV's Daybreak, and we're definitely going to take your messages here on the show. Now, when it comes to estimated billing, meters have been rolled out, and given the widespread of meters, estimated billing, is it still necessary? Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Umar Bashir calling from Kogi State.
Good morning. I didn't get your name, but I know you're calling from Kogi State.
Umar Bashir.
Umar Bashir, is so good to have you this morning. Go ahead with your thoughts.
With this estimated bill, the ADC has made it very difficult for somebody to get a prepaid meter. For you to have a prepaid meter now, you need to have almost 155,000 naira. The last month, this month of November, the bill they bill our house is almost 29,950 naira. For
just your apartment?
For just my apartment, 29,000, which is estimated. The previous month was almost 17,000. While the month before that was 21,000 naira. So it's this hardship economy. Even if you wanted to apply for this the prepaid meter, they make it difficult for you to get that prepaid meters. After that, they can still be doing their criminal character about this estimated bill. So, but we don't know where we're heading to, because during the previous government, we heard that during Buhari regime, that this prepaid meter will be distributed to the people. But now, even my case study, at least I'm an average man. You got a very old, retired local government staff that is getting a penny from the state. He and his wife giving him 29,000 naira. What is he getting as his pension? Almost just 21,000 naira monthly, and you're giving him 29,000 plus. How will he be able to cope? But we don't know who is going to rescue us from this radicalism.
Thank you very much, Umar. And I would conclude that with saying God bless Nigeria. Thank you so much for your call this morning. According to Umar, he paid as much as 29,500 for just his apartment based on estimated billing. And the cost of meter is another angle to be looked at. And there was a recent report on a latest increase on the cost of, meters. And I was like, what landlord would build an apartment and spend over, say it's a 5-bedroom, a flat of 5 apartments, and spend over, $1 million plus wanting to put meters? How realistic is that going to be? Well, let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, good morning, madam. My name is Mr. Paul. I'm calling from Makodi.
I didn't get your name, please.
My name is Mr. Paul. I'm calling from Makodi.
Mr. Paul, it's good to have you on the show this morning. Thank you for always calling us on the show. It's good to have you. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Thank you very much. Yes. The topic that you have brought up this morning is another good topic.
Thank you.
That is good to discuss about. But my own discussion concerning the matter is not even on the prepaid or the estimated issue. These people, this body, this energy provider body, either JET, because from Makodi, we are under JET, electric company. What we are suffering in Makodi, different to this issue of prepaid or estimated billing, I don't know if it's like that in other parts of the country. If there is any issue on the transformer, it is the community that will make a way to get the transformer before we could be powered. And even when we are asking for powering, they will still be billing us from a month for taking their own responsibility. They are the ones that are supposed to provide meter for us, so that when they are giving us the service, we pay for the services. Like in my own community where I live right now, we bought transformers ourselves, they install it and do whatever. Before a year, the transformer went bad. We donated again. I, as a person, I donated no less than 60,000 naira to put a meter in place. So I don't know the issue that we are seeing. Is it that if somebody wants to travel with a commercial vehicle, it is the passengers that will gather money and repair the vehicle before you pay, and they start to take you to where you are going. So I don't know what the country is doing. I don't know where we are going. Likewise, other people are complaining too. It's not only in my own area. If there is an issue with the transformer, if it breaks down, or maybe they need to fix a complete one, it is the community that will donate money to do that. So it's God that will help us in all the creation of life in Nigeria. Thank you very much. That's my take.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. And it's good to have that fresh perspective from you this morning. And it's a good thing we're definitely going to have someone in the studio. We'll double back on this conversation later. And I'm going to ask that question, when it comes to fixing transformers and providing transformers, whose responsibility? Is it for the people or for the electricity company? Because where I stay, I realize we go through the same thing as well. Our transformer goes bad and the community puts money together to fix it. And, they come to fix it, but it's the community that puts the money together to buy something that is missing or it goes bad. So these are things that we're definitely going to clarify in the course of the show today. Thank you for bringing up that perspective, and we'll try to put out that question when we double back on the conversation in the next segment. But the phone lines are still open. We're talking about estimated billing in Nigeria. Basically general struggles in the energy sectors and in the electricity sector that Nigerians are facing. Share your thoughts. The phone lines are showing on your screen. If you don't have meter and you're being billed, you're using estimated billing, share your thoughts with us. What is it like? Do you think, it's fair? The price you're being given at the end of the month, do you think is fair? Would you rather use a meter or you would stick to estimated billing? And, why don't you have a meter? Is that it's not been made available to you or due to the cost? Do you think it's fair or flawed? What are your thoughts on it? The phone lines are open and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do well to call in and would really want to hear your thoughts. And for those who have transitioned from estimated billing to using meter, has it made any difference? Has it, impacted your energy management or how you use your electricity? Has it made any difference for you? Would you rather go back to estimated billing or you would stick to using the meter? These are all thoughts we'd love to explore from you this morning. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Engineer Chris. I'm calling from Akwa Ibom.
Engineer Sheon, did you say?
Engineer Chris.
Engineer Praise from Akwa Ibom. It's good to have you all the way from Akwa Ibom this morning. Go ahead.
Yeah. My concern about this NEPA of a tree, this thing is very easy to run, but then that they are in that office, they are not ready to consider the masses. That is the problem. Okay? It's not like saying this bill is the issue. The issue is that do you certify these people and also understand that you are dealing with your brothers? No, they don't consider that. What they consider is they get the money, they do whatever they want to do with the money. They are not ready to service these people the way they need, which is really wrong. Okay?
Okay.
As here in Akwa Ibom, the place I stayed, it's part of the company deal, and we are not paying the bill, and people are very 100% okay with that. And the funny part of it, they don't take the light with that important thing they want to do. Okay? People are very comfortable with that. But this one now, like I used to go to my village because that side we do pay bill in that side. Okay? Now, we are paying NEPA bill. The NEPA will not stand for complete 1 week as they bring light from Monday to Monday. No. at the end they will not bring you a lot of bills that you not even the light. And they are talking about Nigerians to go forward or new Nigeria. There are people in that office, they are not ready to do what they're supposed to do. That is the problem of this light of a thing. That is what I'm saying. Which is, as for me, these people are my brothers. Okay? I will not make sure I go for all necessary patterns to make sure that there is constant light and people will not complain about the bill. And you make sure that you bring out the bill in the way that even you person, if when you are in that shoe, you can also avoid it.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. All right.
Talk less of person that is retired and his pension is not up to the that they are giving. Don't you see that is the problem?
Yeah.
Which is not fair. It's not fair. Like seriously, it's wrong for NEPA people to do as if these people they are even thinking that they are the way they are running this stuff. Which is not good. I don't like.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Engineer Praise, for airing your and putting out your displeasure out there. We appreciate your contribution on the show this morning. Thank you for joining us. The phone lines are still open. According to Engineer Praise, where he stays, there's constant electricity because it's a company area, so they don't have to pay a bill. But going back to the village, and yes, I did experience that. But let's take this call from Shatima, all the way from Borneo. Good morning, Shatima.
Lilian, good morning. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. How is Maiduguri this morning?
Maiduguri is fine. It's only cool and dusty. It's we are just in Hamatan.
Yes, the dust is a lot.
Yeah.
So tell us, what's your thought on our topic of discussion this morning? Do you use meter or you're on estimated billing, and what's it like?
Estimated billing is not the fair, honestly speaking. Let them try and give meters to each and every household, because estimated billing, sometimes the customer will cheat the company, and sometimes the company will cheat the customer.
Yeah,
and if you can agree with me, most of the time, what you are paying in estimated bill, you are paying for darkness. You are not paying for the light that you enjoy. Because when they give you light, or they do not give you light, they will still charge you. And sometimes, even in the estimated bill, the money that they are bringing to you is too much. It's beyond what you have used. And sometimes in other houses, what they burn is over and above, or I can say it's a lower with what they will charge them. Because some households, they have higher electric appliances that will consume much light. And in other houses, you can imagine a house with a bulb and just a ceiling fan, they will bring you 20,000, 50,000. So it's unfair. Let them be fair. Let them be justice to each and everyone. Let them distribute that prepaid meter. What you burn is what you will pay. But all these things that they use estimated, they are just exploiting people. Honestly speaking.
Okay, have you experienced both? What are you currently on, meter or estimated billing for you?
I have meter for more than 20 years now.
Okay, how was it like before the meter?
Out of experience, Lilian.
Yeah, how was it like before the meter?
That's it. Before the meter, I was paying very, very high. Because as then, each and every month, I pay 1,700 naira. But today, with a meter, now even now, the money is valueless. It doesn't have value, Nigerian currency. Sometimes I buy 8,600, 500 units that will cost 8,500, which will take me 7 months. You can imagine. It will take me 7 months.
I understand.
But before every month, I pay 1,700 naira. So you see the difference.
Yes, absolutely.
So honestly speaking, if they want to be justice and equity to each and every customer, they should bring that prepaid meter and fix it to each and everyone.
All right.
I had some Nigerians are complaining. The meter is running very, very fast. This is not true. Honestly speaking, it's not true. To me, in my house, the prepared meter is very convenient to me. But I'm using it for more than 20 years now.
Thank you very much, Shatima, for that. We really appreciate your call this morning. It's always good to have your perspective on the show, every morning. Thank you for joining us. That was one of our ardent caller from Maiduguri, Shatima, and he made a point. I find people who deliberately bypass the meter because they believe that it is too expensive. Now, I had a personal experience back then, growing up with my family, where our meter was programmed differently, hence it was reading a lot more. And we got to realize that, that meter was not meant for household, but was meant for businesses. So we had to change it, and since then we've seen a difference. So ask questions, make inquiries, and get your meter. Please do not bypass. You're cheating the company, and if you're caught, you will pay fine. All right, let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, good morning. I can hear you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. I'm Emeka calling from Yola.
Thank you very much from Yola. I didn't get your name.
Yeah. Emeka.
Emeka, it's good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Can you turn down the volume of your TV set? I think I heard an echo. Can you please turn down the volume of your TV set and go ahead with your thoughts?
Yes. Actually, with regards to this NEPA issue in our country, I think the best option remains the metering. Before now, just like many have said, there was this scheme of giving meters to people. But unfortunately, just like change of government, change of policy and everything, we don't know what is happening. But with all said and done, the realities are just not what one can explain. Especially when you go to some remote areas, the experience is very, very bad. I do visit friends in nearby villages and other things around here in Yola. Their experience is there will be no energy for more than 20 hours a day, and at the end of the month, you see NEPA people coming to cut that light immediately towards month end. It is not a funny experience at all. So the best option remains that every household should be metered.
All right.
I have a meter myself, and I just appreciate that because it is the most convenient thing to do. It is pay as you consume.
As you consume.
Yes. And another thing we would like to beg the YEDC and the Nigerian government by extension is to reduce this tariff on energy. Barely 250 naira per unit. In fact, it is not. It's not something one can easily just afford. And for some of us like me now, I am on a band A. In fact, the first time I noticed that the light didn't go off, I was surprised. I was told we've been turned to band A. I went to buy credit. I now saw that for 5,000 naira, you only get around 20 or 22 units or thereabouts. As against the whole thing. So, but my concern now actually, as somebody who lives in Yola, this period is not an issue because there is Hamatan. We will never sustain this light during the hot season. Because that is the period where we know if NEPA is really living up to its expectation or not. Please. That's actually my take. Every household should be metered.
All right. Thank you very much, Emeka. And I like that question you asked. It's funny how during the rainy season, when the weather is cool, and during Hamatan, there's always light. Good currents. You might not even need your AC because of how cool everywhere is. But the light is so good, it would peak everything in your house. Everything will be working perfectly. But you see that heat period, that's for Abuja here, it comes between February, March, April. It's always at its peak in March. It's so hot. and there's always no light. It's quite, will we see a difference? Since the tariff has been increased in the means of generating more revenue, it means probably they are putting in more in the power sector. Will we see a difference? These are questions we would look forward to, diving into in the course of the show this morning. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Godwin, calling from Benue State.
Godwin, it's good to have you all the way from Benue State this morning. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes, I don't know whether the issue I want to discuss is part of what I just came in to got you on the halfway in your discussion. It's part of, I want to talk about the band A, band B issue.
Okay, we're talking about estimated billing though, so you could touch on that and also tilt towards here too. Let's hear your thoughts.
Yes, on the issue of band A, the situation in this country is actually very difficult, and we are struggling to go over the issue of subsidy removal and then the issue of band A. The two of them came together. Now, it has become very difficult for us to actually cope up with this issue of band A. So we are appealing to, if there's any thing they can do about this issue of band A, and see how they can have a rethink about it and bring us to every person. We are all using the same light, and we are using prepaid meter, or using even if you are not using a prepaid meter. Once you are using light, it should be paid. You should pay equally. Nobody should be given preferential consideration like band A, band B. The charges should be, if you are using light, your prepaid will charge you on the amount of current also you have used. Now this band A, you just load and it will just go off. Right now it's more or less in my area, it's like we are staying in the dark because we cannot use the light. So that is my take. Let them consider the issue of band A. Thank you.
Thank you. But on estimated billing now, what's your thought on it? You're using a meter, right? And have you ever experienced estimated billing? Share your experience with us.
Yeah, I'm using using a prepaid meter.
Okay.
Yes, before I was using I was not on prepaid. But it all depends on, most of their staff are not trained. Those staff that are engaged, that comes to collect the bill. So the one thing I saw that is better for me now is the approach of those staff that comes to my house. Even if I am old them, some of them comes and they are very rude. Their manner of approach. So the comfort I get is that I am no longer facing that kind of embarrassment from their staff. So that is one. And but the prepaid is better. It's more convenient, if not for the issue of this band A, band B issue. It's more convenient. And then the staffs are not covering all the areas. Some areas are being, in fact, they don't have enough prepaid. And it's like a deliberate action now not to give out prepaid because they saw that most persons are doing, what did they call, boycott or something, try to avoid using, that is tampering with the prepaid. So it's like the attitude of the NEPA service is like they are trying to reduce the usage or the issuance of prepaid to customers. They preferred estimated billing because they saw that they are making more income from that. That is my own consideration. So it's a deliberate attempt not to give out prepaid to people. Otherwise, prepaid is better.
All right. Thank you very much for that. I love the way you compared and contrast both, saying the prepaid is better, and there might probably be a foul reason behind why some people don't have meter. But thank you so much for your thoughts on the show this morning. That was fortunately and unfortunately our last caller this morning. We have come to the end of this phone-in segment, but we're definitely going to be doubling back on this conversation, talking about estimated billing, the energy sector in general, and we'll be looking at critical questions with our guest this morning. Don't go anywhere. For those who dropped questions, I'll put it to the guest and we'll get responses in the course of the show. So yes, please don't go anywhere. People who ask questions on transformers, people who ask questions on electricity in dry season and, metering. I'm going to put those questions together and I'll throw it to our guests. So if you were looking forward to the responses on that, do stay tuned, because right after the break, we'll get into our discussion segment on the same conversation. We'll be right back.